be Cloud Kingdom. A Terran versus Protoss. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Spawning in the top right position as the blue Protoss player. Coming in from Root Gaming. Took game number 1 off of Hyun. The runner-up at MLG, man. That's a good pickup to start the day. It is Root's very own puCK. Root Puckums, as I like to troll him. And spawning in the bottom left position as the red Terran player coming in for Quantic Gaming, it is Center. Formerly of TSL. Little brother of Pult. Not literally, but like, they're the only Terrans. Anyway. I'm not sure. I guess did we decide to shake up the maps a little bit? I don't recall this map being in the pool. I don't know. Either that or everyone must veto it. As far as this map goes for Terran versus Protoss, though, this is a pretty good Protoss map. Keep in mind, though, that we don't necessarily have any developed strategies on this map for Heart of the Swarm. Reaper play should be fine. There's still a lot of space for Reapers to jump up. There's still a lot of space for Blink play. There's a great wide world of options. And we will see Center open up with the fast gas after the barracks. So, right now, it looks like we're going to see Center pretty much do a Reaper expand. He only has the single barracks. He's not looking like he's queued up too much for anything nefarious. And puCK, well, puCK's just being puCK. puCK's just probably going to wait for this gateway to finish, get the cybernetic score, be a bit aggressive. puCK does prefer aggression in Protoss versus Terran, from what I'm familiar with. I wouldn't be surprised to see puCK use this map, try to take advantage of it in such a way with perhaps Blink all-in or something crazy like a Colossus drop. But that's the cool thing. There's so many options, and Center's going to send out an SCV scout. The Reaper is on the way, and Center actually, once the Reaper starts, only one SCV on gas. He knows this because, but when you put one SCV on gas like this, an SCV will mine about maybe 48-ish gas in a minute. So Center knows that he can build a reactor after this Reaper with only one SCV on gas. So he's just being economical as possible to be able to get this command center that we see started up. The SCV walks into the main base. We do have a Stalker on the way for the Root Protoss. Double gas, double assimilator, but more importantly, there's been 3 probes on both gases for a little while. So puCK could be looking to tech up once he gets rid of this SCV that's prowling around. Of course, the Reaper immediately checking for proxies. Smart play by Center. He doesn't want to get caught off guard by anything like a hidden Stargate, a hidden warp, robotics facility for warp prism, or even a proxy dark shrine. So it will be a robotics facility inside the main base of puCK. So puCK's really not doing anything weird. puCK's just kind of playing this out. But with this robotics facility timing, without the Nexus on the way, puCK could be looking to do something pretty aggressive. We could see something like the infamous warp prism drop, which may be one of the coolest builds ever. Now, this Mothership Core is going to cross the map, do a little bit of pressure, also do scouting, and what he's going to see is that the gas for mining actually resumed. Center put a bunker on the top of the main ramp, just wants to be safe against any kind of weird counter pressure or all-in-ish stuff. And what it looks like is this factory will finish, and we could see Hellbat drop be the transition for Center, which in all honesty is actually going to be kind of bad versus what it looked like puCK might have been doing. But puCK's going to start up an observer. No really fast Robo Bay. Okay, nothing really to worry about. I was worried there we might see something crazy out of puCK. But there's the armory. Like I said, Center just wants to go for some Hellbat drops. He's trying to enjoy it while he can, since I believe the nerf for Hellbats is coming in this week. puCK, Stalker, is trying to zone away this Reaper. Will not be able to. And the Mothership Core doesn't really get anything, but it gets information, which is nice. puCK doesn't 100% know, though, if there is that factory. And it actually cancels building that tech lab. Just going to get Widow Mines. The Natural's about to land. And here this SCV. Oh! Center just runs the SCV straight in, and he's actually going to see everything right here. Sees these 2 gateways that are just now being added on. Sees this robotics facility, which is being chrono boosted. Now, of course, you could chrono boost out an observer, but puCK wants to get some immortals out. And what this looks like puCK wants to do is a build that really takes advantage of Hellbat timings. And what it pretty much is a large, you get 2 Immortals or so, and you just go with a big gateway push. It's kind of like a 3-gate pressure off 2 bases, except with Immortals. And the Immortals target down the bunker. They add in so much DPS, causes you to spend all of your money trying to repair the bunker with the SCVs. And the other thing is, Immortals, they hold their own fairly well against Hellbats. They don't get completely shut down. Center's going to go for a bit of a forward push, but, you know, there's already observers on the field. There's, you know, there's Zealots and Stalkers and Sentries. And by that I mean there's no Zealots. There's just Sentries and Stalkers and Immortals. But what this push from center will do is reveal what puCK has, being the drop. And there's a War Prism on the way. You know what? Actually, you know what? Forget that. As this Reaper comes in, gonna try to distract puCK for a little bit. But let me tell you, what puCK's gonna do is actually just load these 2 Immortals up into a War Prism and go attack. This is something that puCK does exclusively. This is a puCK exclusive. It's like when you get the new Jay-Z album or whatever, you know, it's an exclusive. But that Widowmine's gonna kill 2 probes right now. And puCK loves to just do this drop with the 2 Immortals, putting on lots of pressure. They're it's actually really freaking hard to kill that. Now the real question is, while puCK puts this pressure on, will puCK be able to hold off the Hellbat drop that's coming in from center? This could be do or die here. If center does any amount of damage, things could get really rough. Here we go. The Hellbat's moving into puCK's mineral line. Already starting to chew up a couple of these probes. Nothing ridiculous just yet. But the second medevac with Hellbats is moving out. Ooh, is it going to cross paths? He should see that Warp Prism that puCK has. Now, as far as defenses that are left here for center, the bio is moving up. The Warp Prism drop is going to be spotted. There's no Viking on the field just yet. Just a lot of medevacs being built for these drops. And, well, here we go. puCK's dropping now. The Hellbat drop's now moving into the natural. puCK needs to be careful about this. These Hellbats can target down these probes. The Immortals are going to immediately kill the Tech Lab. Stim gets canceled. A fantastic play from puCK, taking out the Stim Pack, using the Photon Overcharge to protect from these drops. And puCK, how many probes has he lost so far? 10. It sucks, but puCK has bought himself an incredible amount of time, killing off the Tech Lab with Stim. And, you know, I actually used to speak to puCK. puCK, if you've watched his stream before, does this all the time. And it's basically like you just load the 2 Immortals up, and then you can just kill Stim Pack off so easily. And then you follow up with a huge gateway timing, which is exactly what puCK is going to do. And then how are you going to defend? Sure, he's got the Hellbat. Sure, he's got some medevacs. But this is going to be pretty tough. I feel that dropping Hellbats on this force might actually do the trick. But another Hellbat drop is loaded up by center. And there's actually nothing in this bunker. There's nothing set up to defend against this. puCK's moving in towards center's natural expansion. The gas geysers are being taken. These SCVs are going to try to get away. We could see a force field. Oh, so many SCVs are about to die. Cover your children's eyes. This is going to be painful. All of these workers getting just chewed apart. Another force field goes down saying, hey, you're not getting away. Now the Hellbats are going to drop in. The probes are trying to run away. Oh, goodness. Probes fighting Hellbats. Jesus, this is scary to watch. So many of these probes are weak. Now, if center can kill off all of puCK's probes, he's going to be in a good position. All those probes stack up, taking so much damage. At the same time, puCK is pushing inside of the main base of center. It's almost an awkward base trade of who's killing off the workers, but the drop has been held by puCK. This is all puCK needed to do now, taking out the rest of the Stim Pack. There's a bunch of SCVs going to be pulled with the few Marines and Hellbats that are left. Stim and Combat Shield are shut down. There is an observer to spot all of this, but there are also force fields available. Those Widow Mines will not be able to do anything force fielding away the SCVs from the rest of the forces, and this Bioforce isn't going to be enough with these 2 Immortals. I'm not sure that center's going to be able to stop this. Here we go, dropping the Hellbats right on top of this army. We'll be able to pick off the sentries with the Hellbats. Some great target fire down here, but puCK might actually be stopped just with the sheer force of everything being pulled. It looks like, though, puCK just barely is going to be shoved back here. Losing the Immortals is going to give the edge in this fight to center, as he does have the medevacs to keep those Marauders alive. But center at 24 supply versus puCK's 42. I think puCK took a lot of damage, but I do not think that center did the damage necessary to actually defeat puCK. And some Zealot Warp-ins, I think, should be enough to turn the tide here. Widow Mines are going to come out. That might actually be able to help as well. This is such an awkward spot. He's going to load up these 2 Widow Mines and go straight over towards puCK space, trying to continue this base trade thing. If he gets 1 Widow Mine in each mineral line, there is an observer here, but puCK doesn't have a photon cannon available. puCK really needs to be careful because this economy situation is so low that you're like, okay, well, puCK, it's 4 SCVs to 22 probes. The Terran player is actually ahead because he's going to drop 3 mules right now, and that's actually the equivalent of 12 SCVs. Consider that he already has two or three, God knows, mules mining here. He's got 5 mules mining. So 5 times 4, he's got 20. Yeah, he's actually, the Terran player is actually doing just fine. puCK is just going to try to win this with sheer numbers at this point, saying, okay, well, you don't have Stim. You're never going to get Stim. He's actually trying to get Concussive Shell. Why? Because he wants something, but the Widow Mines have landed. They've killed off a lot of 8 probes have died so far inside of puCK's natural expansion. The Fulgent Overcharge will be able to kill off the mines. but puCK is just taking so much heat right now. This game is absolutely absurd. Now, this command center cannot land, but, ooh, center might just try to fight this head on. Here we go. puCK doesn't have any upgrades, really, for these stalkers either. Important to note. Neither does center, but straight up, Bio is going to actually get favorable trades versus stalkers no matter what. What puCK really wants is to get a bunch of zealots. Oh, this command center is trying to land. puCK might be actually able to pick this off. That's huge. That's a big economic loss here for center, not being able to call down those mules, and that thing is going to burn. Yeah, that's going to just burn to death. Yeah, it's gone. More Hellbat jobs being loaded up by the Terran player. I think at this point, puCK says, okay, well, if you're not going to... If puCK's like, if I'm not going to all-in you, I should probably go back and defend against this crazy amount of aggression that you've been bringing my way. puCK now really trying to chrono boost probes out hard, really trying to recover the economy, saying, you know what? I might be two base Protoss at 15 minutes, but you're one base Terran. And there's barely any minerals here left to mine for center. I mean, he'll be able to mine here maybe another couple minutes, but he's not going to be able to mine much, and the probes do get pulled away as this drop lands. Zealots warped in. The medevacs are actually the really important units here for center, as his economy is so weak. He needs to be as cost-effective as possible. Now, this Hellbat drop is moving in towards the main. puCK. Ooh, puCK actually doesn't have anything in the main base. puCK will have to pull these probes away. The observer sees the move out coming from center. What center wants to do, pull the army into the main base, pull all the probes down to the natural, and that's exactly what puCK's going to do. puCK will pull everything towards the natural, and then this push is going to hit the front. Now, if puCK holds this, I think puCK might have a good chance of taking this game, but the Hellbat drop is just trying to be as annoying as possible. What center wants to do is split puCK's army. Center will finally have stim in about 30 seconds. puCK's done a great job of preventing that from happening, but we could also see center try to do something like load up into the main base with the stim, try to abuse the positioning of puCK's forces. puCK has a large army, but even despite the lack of upgrades, center's doing just fine. Now, the Warp Prism is actually going to hit the main base. A great play by puCK to try to distract center now. These units that are coming out, he will have to pull the SCVs to help fight against this, and puCK is just going to do even more economic damage to this setup here for center, losing additional SCVs. And now looking at the total worker count, it's still just 6 SCVs available for center. The Hellbat drop hits the main base, though. This could be it. Center trying to shut this down, and now center has the stim. Center is going to move in. Photon Overcharge is activated, force fielding in some of these units. The medevacs need to get targeted down to prevent them from being able to just keep these units alive. Now, Bio with stim, Rex Stalker. So the Photon Overcharge is the saving grace right now for our Protoss player. But center, how much longer can he remain cost-effective versus this? We do have the Zealots continuously being dropped, but Hellbat's going to prevent Zealot drops from doing any more damage. This is still such a really tense position because this little army, you're like, well, center barely has anything. Yes, but Terran units are so damn good versus Protoss in this stage. Stim versus Stalkers. It's that's not a fight you want to take. These Zealots getting actually caught behind the Stalkers. The Hellbats doing what they can. The Bio stimming, doing everything humanly possible. But puCK is going to be able to take out a large number of these forces. I'm not sure what center can do at this point now. He's lost far too much. His production is pretty much completely shut down. These next two Hellbats that are going to come in are going to need to be turned into like I don't know, like Megatron or something if they want to be able to stop puCK in this game. As our Protoss player is looking so strong here for game 2. I think this might be a situation where, if you guys are wondering, well, why don't we see any tech units? Why don't we see any Colossus? puCK is ahead, but puCK is barely holding on to this lead, producing as many units as possible. Thankfully, another Photon Overcharge is available, so puCK will be able to stave this off. This medevac. Oh goodness, this medevac only has 8 hit points. If it gets hit by one shot from that Nexus cannon, it will die. The Zealot drop in the main base once again. The Marines stimming to try to catch them, but. At the same time, there's a Hellbat moving towards the natural. There's so many probes here. puCK. Oh, this could get disastrous, and it doesn't land. Okay, that's fine. Now the medevac drop heads into the main base, but immediately getting picked up by the Photon Overcharge. And GG from center. puCK takes game 2 in the Acer TeamStory Cup Best of 9 Team League match against Quantic. So nice play so far from puCK, managing to take out Hyun and now center, beating 2 Korean players. And, well, that's, yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. We're going to get into game number 3 as soon as we can, ladies and gentlemen. puCK versus, I guess, the next Quantic player. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Acer TeamStory Cup powered by Intel here on twitch.tv/Nathanias. Make sure you press that follow button. Know when I'm casting. Follow me on Twitter at @RootNathanias, and you should also totally follow these players at RootPuck, at Quantic Hyun, and I believe it's at Quantic Center. It was either that or TSL Center. I don't know if he changed his Twitter handle yet. But we'll get to the next game as soon as possible. Don't go anywhere.